Leaders, we're blessed always to have Bishop and Lady Joy that has a love and care and support of our congregation, and we're always most on their hearts. And Bishop always teaches us he wants us whole spirit, soul, and body. And for several years, we have designated the first Sunday in May to be Women's Health Month. And today, we're blessed to have a wonderful doctor, young lady, beautiful inside and out, to come to speak to us about women's health. Her name is Jaleema Speaks. She's an MD, and she currently works for Novant Health. She's really head of the department. She's so humble, obstetrician and gynecologist, and she does women's care for the Winston-Salem and the Kernersville location. She was born in New York, and has been living in Winston-Salem since 1994. She attended Wake Forest University School of Medicine for medical school and remained there for her residency, which was completed in 2012. She was also brought here not only for her medical degree, but also to find her husband, who found her. Kelly Speaks. So we welcome her. She's a loving mother. The thing you always hear about her is what a kind, humble person she is. She's super smart, but she does it with such a humility. So that's her blessing to our organization. So welcome today, and also claps out for her husband, Kelly, her beautiful children, Joshua and Nala. And Dr. Speaks.
Good morning, St. Peter's. Thank you so much for allowing me to celebrate with you. Thank you for this wonderful day and for God's praises and blessings. Thank you for Bishop Hash and Lady Hash for allowing us to spend this time to reach out about women's health. And I thank you for the praise team for warming us up today. My hope is today at least one person will learn something to move them one step closer to their wellness, okay? And women's health is important, not just to women, but to all of us, right? On a list from least important to most important, the roles women serve in our world and community. So speaking purely in economic terms, women are half of our workforce. Over 70% of women with children under age of 18 years serve in the workforce or work outside the home. Women contribute $7.6 trillion to the gross domestic product of our country. And that's not to mention the centuries of indirect contributions to the economy that women have made by supporting loving husbands, raising children, caring for sick and elderly, washing and ironing clothes, and feeding tummies. And that's just in the world. In the home, women are more likely to manage children's health than their male partners. And that's not to, say anything bad about our men, but let's take a look at this. In 2017, Kaiser did a study about women in the workforce and their health. And women are more likely to select the doctors of their children, to take those children to those appointments, and to assure that children have received the recommended care that the doctors prescribe, and also take time away from work to help take care of their sick children. So today, I hope we show women how we value women, and because they've cared for us, by acknowledging how our health, women's health, should be a priority to us all. Thank you. So our next slide, women's health is a broad topic, so I tried to pick some select topics that I feel are important and that I counsel women about day to day in my practice as an obstetrician and gynecologist. So our next slide will show us reproductive counseling, reproductive health. And this is important because I always tell my patients pregnancy is a stress test. meaning what the body experiences during pregnancy may be a forecast of medical conditions that we may receive outside of pregnancy, right? So it's important that we get ourselves in the best shape physically before we even conceive. 1 out of 4 Americans have diabetes and don't even know it. And so that means of that 25% of the population, we have reproductive age women who may be getting pregnant and diabetic. This is important because elevated or abnormal blood sugars can actually increase our risk for miscarriage and birth defects. And by the time women enter prenatal care, some of those effects have already taken place. So as advocates for women's health today, we want to reinforce to our reproductive age women, it's important to establish care way before you consider starting your family so that we can recognize some of the chronic conditions that can change the outcomes of our pregnancy. It's also important to review medications that you may be taking before you become pregnant. Some medications can be harmful to a developing baby. Also, our family history plays a huge role in the care that we should receive, and that doesn't exclude the time prior to pregnancy. So establishing care early, not just when we're wanting to expand our families, but well in advance to make sure we're in the best physical shape. Also, having access to appropriate family planning, because we know that 45% of our country has unintended pregnancies. That's the unintended pregnancy rate in our country. And we can improve that because that will give women an opportunity to take care of ourselves and to plan a pregnancy when we're ready. We know that pregnancy intervals, closer than 18 months apart can dramatically increase the risk for preterm delivery, low birth weight, and other complications and birth defects. So let's move on to our next slide, maternity care. So when we do get pregnant, it's important that we support in our communities access to early and reliable prenatal care. This makes the difference. So unfortunately, sometimes in healthcare, the statistics I have to share are not very promising, but I would like for us to take an opportunity to look at these statistics as an opportunity for change and an opportunity for hope. That's why we're here today, right? All right. So unfortunately, the U.S. is the only industrialized country in the world to have a raise in maternal mortality. So everywhere else, maternal mortality is going down. The U.S. is the only developed country in the world where maternal mortality is increasing. More women die related to pregnancy-related condition in the U.S. than any other developing country in the world. So we're doing a disservice to our women. So that's why it's important that as we sit here with our husbands, fathers, sons, brothers, uncles, we develop a team of advocates for our health. Black women, we are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related condition. This is unacceptable, you know? So I hope that we continue this movement to recognize the importance that recognition of these statistics are an opportunity for us to change and to force the powers that be in the world to change some decisions that are being made about our care. So having access to early prenatal care and helping women get the resources